Long time ago, there was a kingdom in Borneo named Tuban Layar. The kingdom was ruled by the rich and wise King Pagok. He has a beautiful and kind daughter named Mubar Mayang. This kingdom has one prohibition among the hair, and that is white blood. When one of the hairs has red blood, then the king will be destroyed. One day, the princess comes to see the people. One of her guards came to her. "My princess, the king has fainted," said the guard in a hurry. The princess was very sad because the traditional healer said that the king's age was not long. "Father, please don't be alone," said her. Before the king Pagok died, he still reminded his daughter of their royal inheritance. The princess now becomes a queen to replace her father's position, and she followed by a slave named Andi to fulfill her needs. The queen and slave went to the beach after visiting the people. "Here, your highness, I've already prepared your drink," said the slave while putting the drink, but the queen didn't notice at all. "My queen? My queen," said the slave that makes the queen gasp and look at the drink. "Are you okay, my queen?" said the slave in worry. "Oh, I've just talked about my father's last will," said her in weary smile. "You didn't have to worry, my queen. One day you will find him," said the slave that makes her smile. "But, my queen, what if the will didn't fulfill? Then what happened to the kingdom?" asked the slave in wonder. "If I die, the will of this kingdom will be rewarded to someone else because I am the last heir of this kingdom," said the queen. And he smiled with the answer given by the queen. She is the queen's caretaker, but she also has a greedy nature of wealth. She attempts to take wealth by killing the queen. From afar, Andy saw a ship is anchored and a man watched the queen from the side of the ship. She makes accuse to the queen before she meets him. "Young man, what are you doing here?" screams the slave while running towards him. "I'm Fahruddin. I came from the Makassar Strait for a new life, and rumors say that Pasir is the perfect place," said him. "Who is her?" asked Fahruddin, staring at the queen. "She is a queen in this kingdom. Why do you ask?" "No, I just asked," replied him. "Andy thinks she can control the royal teaser by marrying the queen with Fahruddin, and Fahruddin seems very interested in the queen. She will manipulate Fahruddin's blood to become white. If you like the queen, I will have you to marry her," said Andy. "But you have to do one condition. I will tell the condition when the time comes," she added. Slave Andy and Fahruddin worked together to trick the queen, so that the queen wants to marry Fahruddin. The next day, the slave accompanied the queen to Pasir Mayang beach. Suddenly, the queen heard someone's voice moaning in pain, and she starting ran to find the voice. Finally, she finds a young man. "Are you okay? Are you hurt? Let me help you." When the queen wanted to hold his hand, she was shocked. "Are you white blood?" said her curious. "Yes, I am," said him. It turned out the blood was not white blood, but 3 steps smeared on Fahruddin's wounds. The queen asked Fahruddin to the palace to be treated. "I'm Fahruddin. I just arrived here. I come from Makassar Strait," said him. "You have a very long trip," said the queen smile while staring at his eyes. "However, I didn't feel tired at all, because it was fate with your beauty," said Fahruddin with a smile. Fahruddin loves the queen because of her face and kindness. The queen and Fahruddin finally got married, and they were very happy. Fahruddin went to visit Andy, but Fahruddin overhears her saying that she is going to kill the queen. Fahruddin was shocked and immediately returned to his room. The next day, Fahruddin asked Andy to hunt in the forest. Andy thought that it was her chance to talk to Fahruddin. Fahruddin, do you still remember about the condition that I asked you before you married? Asked Andy. Yes, of course, replied him with a nonchalant attitude. I want you to do something for me, and it can be beneficial for us, and we can split the wealth. It's a win-win situation, but if you want to return to your hometown, it's okay. Well, you're gonna be a rich man, said her in white smile. Before we discuss it, let's have some lunch because we didn't eat at all along the way here, said Fahruddin to her, while offering a white poison fruit. And Andy ate it all right away. Not long after that, Andy's body felt hot and sweaty. You betrayed me! Remember one thing, Fahruddin. After my death, that kingdom will be destroyed because of you, screams her in her last moment. Fahruddin came to the palace immediately and carrying her dead body. He tries to put his sorrow face the fact is aside. He is extremely happy because his plan perfectly worked. How? She screamed. What happened, my love? The queen in panic while running toward him. I found Andy lying nearby in the forest. Says that maybe she was poisoned, said him. Oh no, Andy, why did you leave me alone? The queen cried. Fahruddin was happy that everyone believed him, including Mubar Bayang. After that, the guard prepared Andy's funeral. The next day, Fahruddin went to Pasir Mayang beach while looking at the village from afar. He thought about the words of Andy who said he could be a rich man. However, he also could not bear to kill his beloved wife. Finally, he has a plan to amass the wealth of the people in Pasir Mayang village by taking the yield and confiscate valuable things. It makes many people were disappointed with his attitude, so they tell the queen of what he did. They also pray so the punishment will befall him. The queen shocked after hearing the complaints of her people, but she had to make sure the truth. When she wants to visit the people, Fahruddin was moaning of scream because of the sharp rattan that he wants to use to catch fish makes his hand bleed. He spoke to see himself and the queen hears. Finally, I can take all the wealth of people and I will become a rich man. By using this plan, I didn't have to kill my wife, and my red blood secret will always have in Andy's grave, said him. After hearing Fahruddin's words, she was helpless. Mubar Mayang couldn't bear to see that the husband she loved could do this kind of evil thing. Then she ran to the beach to compose herself. What should I do? Now there is no one I can trust in this kingdom. How miserable I am. I am a queen. It is abstinence for me to betray my word. If this is the last and final way of everything, God, please, I begging you to guide me to finish it, said her. Suddenly a guard comes over. Forgive me, your highness. I just want to tell that the king is on a rampage in the palace, said the guard. What? I asked her while stood up from her seat. I don't know, my queen. He looks like burning, said guard. After arriving, she shocked when saw her husband lying down in the village. His body turns into red like burning. My love, what happened with you? Asked her in panic. I don't know, replied him. My love, I know what you did to people and Andy. I'm begging you to repent for your good, said her softly because she feels sorry for him. Never. I did nothing wrong, he screams. The lounger, Fahruddin's body starting to change into moisture. The queen knows what exactly happened with him. It is the answer to what she and the people prayed. Finally, he turned into a mouse that smells bad and he apologized to the queen and the people of Pasir Mayang village. And the queen says, I have forgiven you. Now you can leave this kingdom and start your new life, said her insincerely. Fahrudin runs just like a rat searching for food. The queen feels embarrassed about what her husband did. The queen gathered all the people and guards. My people and guards, after my father died, there were so many that we have to face. Thank you for trusting me as a queen. I'm very happy to be your queen, said her, holding tears. My purpose to gather all of you today is I want to ask you to bury me with this kingdom, so I can live another life in peace, she added. Everyone was shocked about her request, but they also know what the queen felt, so that they granted her request. Day after day, month after month, year after year, a beautiful kingdom turned into a hill. The guard of the Tuban Layar kingdom went to the forest and they transformed into deer. Years passed. Ratu Buradaya Hill, crowded by many pilgrims. One day, there are 3 young men named Raka, Beno, and Indro who have a vacation in Pasir Mayang beach, and they saw many pilgrims. They asked the local that passed them, Excuse me, sir, why there are so many people there? Is anyone die in that hill? Asked Indro. No, it's our ritual each year to pilgrimage to that grave and pray for our sustenance, replied one of the locals. But, sir, why is that grave looks like a hill and only one there? Asked Beno. Long time ago, there is a kingdom in this place. The queen asked people to be buried with her palace, replied the local. What? So that hill is a sacred grave? Asked Indro again. Sorry, young man, I don't know. Excuse me, said him in hurry. The 3 young men were curious about the hill, so they searched for answer for the locals. It says there is much wealth in that grave. And in the evening, they take an action, but one of them refuses to do it. Are you insane? We can be beaten by the local if they know what we did, screams Raka. Easy, Raka. If you are afraid to do it, let me and Beno handle it, said Indro calmly. He's right. You better stand from there while turning on the flashlight and let us do the work, Beno continued. However, Beno and Indro didn't find anything while Raka just looking from afar. Suddenly, there is a wolf roar and strong gasp of wind that make Beno and Indro roll over from the top of the hill, and there are very dazzling rays with the thundering sound of thunder. The launcher, the rays close and strikes Beno and Indro. Finally, they burn. Raka was so scared, so he ran as fast as he can to ask for help. People flocked to come and saw the corpse of Beno and Indro that turned to black. After that moment, the local always guard the grave, so there is not anyone to do bad things to that scrapped grave. Legend says all people of the Tuban Layar kingdom are still and will always watching for the people who have bad intention to give them terrible punishment. The end.